Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I first decided to do this talk many months ago, and during that time I sporadically wrote down a few lines as they came to me until I felt that I had enough for a talk. But this wasn't the case, as I was having trouble coming up with enough words to say. 5 minutes just wasn't going to do it. So I asked Spirit to give me more so that I could add it to my speech. But after doing this, the result was messy, and I realized why. There was what I wanted to say, and there was what Spirit wanted me to say, which is very relevant to today's topic. So after a few revisions, it seems we've made a compromise, as the first part of my talk includes some inspirational words, as well as my opinion on the subject. It's still not a very long talk, but I feel it has some good advice, so I'm going to give what I got. Today's talk is about something which I consider to be one of the most challenging things to do: surrender. Surrender is a funny thing, though, because it implies giving up or failure, when in fact it's just the opposite. It is a powerful action to take, but scary too, because of what lies ahead, the unknown results. But it has a valuable purpose. The spiritual reason for this experience is to help us recognize and accept higher opportunities that we would otherwise miss or choose to ignore. We've spent so many lifetimes placing values and judgments on things which are material and temporary that we so often miss the subtle signs leading towards greater enlightenment and better choices for the whole. Give yourself time to consider your decisions, judgments, and attitudes towards others. I believe that by accepting others for who they are, it helps us to understand that we are all here to make our own unique contributions toward a better life for all, and that without each other, there cannot be a better life. Fear plays a part in our challenges, which are there to test us and give us opportunities to grow and move forward. But as we know, fear is false and can be overcome. We all have the ability and responsibility to make choices and to accept the results and consequences thereof. It is our purpose to help others as life sees fit, not when and how we feel like it. Surrendering means letting life experience through you, rather than trying to choose or control the experiences you want. Things can't always go our way, and when they don't, we need to be as alert as possible as we react and respond to the way it is. We may not appreciate all the lessons our divine selves have chosen to experience, but we do need to take them on at every opportunity, because if we don't, they will keep coming back, and each time will be less comfortable than before. I know, because avoiding things is something I've been very good at. When I resist or fight something, I may think that I've won. But deep down, I realize that the only way I can truly win is to surrender. Once we are able to surrender to the spiritual voice within and trust the wisdom of higher purpose, we begin a journey of empowerment, and we realize what or who we are truly capable of being. Be who you really are and feel the way you truly feel inside, no matter what the circumstances. By accepting and dealing with life's challenges, we grow stronger and add more value and joy to the world. The more we learn and the more selfless we become, the more we can help others to do the same. And by keeping this up, life can only get better for all of us. Do whatever makes you happy, without fear or distraction from anyone, including yourself. Experience as much as you can without regret, and really live life to the fullest. The only regrets we tend to have are the ones where we decided not to act when we had the opportunity, always do your best no matter what. True guidance comes to us when we don't have any conditions about how we'd like to receive it. When we stop allowing ego to rule our lives and fear to influence our actions and decisions, it makes it much easier to set our needs aside and consider those of others. And usually, I find that the majority of things I fear the most don't actually happen. Whenever I encounter a situation that makes me feel anxious or defensive, I try telling myself to surrender to the outcome of divine life and make the best possible choice that will benefit all concerned. It doesn't always work out that way though. As some of you know, I never want to start any trouble, but my ego can be a bit tough to handle in certain environments and is sometimes allergic to other people's egos. But we should bless and thank those challenging people, for they are here to help us learn and grow, just as we are here to help others learn and grow. Just keep practicing every day and you will move forward. Always focus your attention on reaching your highest potential, and you will be sure to find your true path. Remember that your highest potential is not your job or your social life. It is living and acting on your highest truth each and every moment. This includes your relationships, workplace, home, your health, and even what you decide to watch on TV. I think the main reason I wanted to talk to you about this particular subject is because this is something that I've been working on doing in order to move forward myself. And believe me, it's not easy. It really isn't, but keep on trying and we will get there. I'd now like to read something I received while I was working on or waiting for the final part of my talk. And it goes like this. Holistically speaking, we all know why we are here. When we separate ourselves from each other, we lose those parts of the whole that guide us on our path. We are one, and so we must be and do as one in order to move forward. Separation is an illusion which brings fear and disharmony to all. And once we recognize this fact and change our thoughts and actions to suit all those concerned, we can live lovingly and in harmony with everything. This is how life really is. It's just that we don't allow ourselves to see it. The truth shall set you free. By being true to yourselves, you are true to all there is. And by doing your best, you cannot be judged by yourself or others. You are in charge of life. If there is something that you are not happy about, you have free will to change that experience. You can either accept it for what it is, change it, or stop doing it. It is about how you perceive things and how you react. Life's physical situations keep changing, but it is one's outlook and attitude that determines quality of life. We are all each other's teachers, and we are all, of course, equal. How can oneness be otherwise? If we but live in the moment, we can be free. Free of time and free of suffering. It is fear that causes us to relive the past and prevents us from moving forward. Once we understand that true happiness comes from within us and not from the physical things around us, we can go about spreading it around over and over each day. And the more happiness we give out, the more happiness we get back. That is the law of attraction. And that is why we need to be aware of what we think, say, and do at all times. What we think, we are. What we do to and for others, we do to ourselves. Happiness is a choice, and it requires action on our part. It can only be achieved with inclusion with all that is, which is our very essence. It doesn't always come easy, but it always comes when you're open to it. By seeing the joy in others, you will see the joy in yourselves. And by judging others, you judge yourselves. For we are all reflections of one another. Life is revealed to us in stages, and you cannot predict or expect to know how the future will unfold. It is up to all of us how we deal with it and how we allow life's experiences to live through us. So, will you surrender and find out who you really are? Thank you for allowing me to speak today.
Those are excellent words of wisdom. So now it's time for our material offerings.